Hi, I'm Andrew Wasson. Thanks for joining me for my weekly guitar blog. It's September 27th, 2015. This week we're going to do a lesson covering harmonic minor scale application. And this question came to us from Brad. He's out in Florence, South Carolina, and he wrote in with this email. I've been studying the harmonic minor scale and I'm familiar with playing over changes. I like the sound of the scale, I just haven't heard an example or know of any backing tracks in context of where to use a minor chord with a major seventh. Some sort of example of harmonic minor's application would be awesome. From Brad in Florence, South Carolina, USA. Well, thanks for writing in, Brad. The harmonic minor scale can actually be applied in many different ways. Its most common use in pop, classical, jazz, rock, and metal, just to name a few styles, is over a major or dominant fifth chord in a minor key. But it can also be used over sharp 7 diminished chords or diminished seventh substitutes or minor 2-5-1 progressions, and over certain secondary dominant chords, or just inject it into any minor situation if you're good enough with your phrasing with harmonic minor. But there's a lot of categories and a lot of directions to take with the scale. In the beginning, you've got to take it right from ground zero, right from the beginning days, and use it appropriately with some of the more common situations. And some really popular uses will also be going over in this video will be the use of the tonic chord of the harmonic minor scale, which is the minor major seventh chord. So there's a lot of stuff to cover, and I think what we should do is just get started. Well, the first couple examples here I want to cover with the harmonic minor scale are going to be more commonplace examples. And the first one I'm going to be working through uses harmonic minor over a dominant seventh chord's appearance within a minor key center. So this first example is going to be in the key of E minor. And the chord changes are going to be E minor to D major, A minor, and then B dominant seventh. Now, the thing to keep in mind with harmonic minor is that it's used to cover specific harmonies on chords that appear in minor key centers. So it's not typically a scale that gets used all over across a whole series of chord changes. Although you could design some kind of a chord progression that way, it might not sound the best, but you could make it work in other ways. So, you never want to say always or never when you are dealing with music theory. But, we're going to target specific chords. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play down those chord changes and give you a chance to hear how all that sounds. So starting on the root chord of E minor, D major, A minor. Then here's the B7, and on that chord is where we would play harmonic minor scale. And the reason behind it is because the B7th chord introduces a D sharp, which is the tone that's unique to harmonic minors. The harmonic minor is basically a natural minor scale, but it's got a raised seventh. So instead of the natural minor, harmonic minor raises that seventh. So it's a D coming up to D sharp. And that's what makes harmonic minor scale unique. So those chord changes, they're all basically in E minor, except when we get to the B7th, that chord has the D sharp present in it. So that's the progression, but I also have a melodic example I wanted to cover as well. The melody goes like this. So you can hear that, the build up into that D sharp. Sorry. Let's try that again. So the build-up takes place across A, and we go to a B and a C. And then we come along into the E root, and then that's where I target into that D sharp. And then we just come back to the E. And then we're building back over to take us over to the start of the melody again. I'll play it one more time for you. Okay, I'm also going to fire up the loop pedal because I have the chord changes in the loop pedal already. So I'm going to let those go by. I'm going to play the melody, twice. I'll play it twice, and then I'm just going to kind of improvise. And every time that fourth measure rolls along with the B7 chord, that's where I'm going to do harmonic minor scale. So here we go. In my next example, I'm going to introduce the 7th chord of the harmonic minor's key center. It's going to be the diminished 7th. Now, the diminished 7th occurs in the harmonized chord steps of harmonic minor scale at the 7th degree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so it's the D sharp. And that's in the key of E minor still. I'm still in the key of E minor. And we're going to find this chord played at the raised 7th tone of D sharp. So whenever that D sharp diminished shows up, we've got to add in that D sharp. It's going to connect to it real nice. And a lot of times this happens right after the normal flat 7 tone, will come in off of either a D major or maybe a D dominant 7th chord, and then we'll have the introduction of diminished 7th, and this commonly just comes up right into the root of the key center. Now, here's how the progression that I created sounds when it's played with these chords. I just simply have a E minor, coming up to a G major, then I'm going to a D chord, then I'm shooting over to the D sharp, diminished 7th. So again, G major, and then D major, and then D sharp as a diminished 7th, taking us back to the top again. So basically, I have those chords in the loop pedal, but I also have a melody example that's using the harmonic minor scale upon that appearance of the D sharp diminished 7th chord. So the melody goes like this, really straightforward. So the ending line, that's all covering that diminished 7th sound for when we return back again to the E root. So here's the melody again. All right, so I'm going to play that melody over the chord changes so you can hear how everything connects. Remember, the harmonic minor scale is getting applied on the D sharp diminished 7th chord. And then after I play the melody 2 times through, I'm going to do a little bit of improvising as well. And again, on that D sharp diminished is where I'll play harmonic minor. So here we go. In the final example I wanted to look at the chord that's built from off of the tonic note of the harmonic minor scale. It's a minor major 7. So for this example, I'm still going to remain within the key of E minor, but the difference is going to be the appearance of that minor major 7 chord built from the tonic step of harmonic minor scale. Now, quite often when it's applied in a progression, we're going to commonly find that chord right after a minor triad, and then often moving to a minor 7. Sometimes after that, you might see it go to a minor 6 chord off of the same root, or you might even see it after that head to an inversion of a 6 chord of a minor key harmony. But we're not going to go that far. We're going to keep things a little more simple. We will start with the E minor triad. We'll go to the minor major 7 off E, and we'll also add in a minor 7 chord. So we're going to have 3 measures of E minor sounds, but then the turnaround in the 4th measure is going to be pretty simple. It's just going to be a C major chord and then a B major chord. Now, you probably noticed from some of the theory we've been discussing, the B major is another opportunity to play harmonic minor scale. So in this jam, in this progression, we actually have 2 places that we can do harmonic minor off of the root of E. We can have it showing up right here on the 2nd measure, and then again, when we hit the B major, right there. So when the B major shows up, we can do harmonic minor on that chord. Let me play the whole progression down for you so you can hear this thing moving. It's E minor major 7, an E minor 7 chord, and then the C to the B. Now I do have a melody over top of this set of chord changes. It's fairly simple. It just goes. So in the first measure, we're just key of E minor. And then we have the harmonic minor showing up. You can see that there's the D sharp. Then in the 3rd measure, it's just back to natural minor. Then in the last measure, we start off fairly normal, E minor. Then there's the D sharp. So we have it in 2 places. We have it on the 2nd measure and the 4th measure, so it's kind of interesting. Now, I have the chord progression in a loop pedal, so I'm going to fire that up. I'm going to play the melody a couple times over top of this thing, and then I'm going to do a little bit of improvising as well. So here we go. We know harmonic minor scale application has more to do with specific use of the scale than as if we just compare it to other scales such as, the use of the basic major scale or maybe, the use of natural minor. Now, other scales get used across a group of chord changes and will cater to all the chords found within a key center, but harmonic minor is only specifically applied to unique chords that show up within the minor keys. Now, these chords will include major triads and dominant seventh chords built upon the fifth degree of the minor key, or can be on raised seventh diminished chords, either the diminished triad or the diminished seventh. Or it can also get showing up on the tonic chord when it's converted from being just a minor triad or a minor seventh chord over to becoming a minor major seventh. That's a minor triad with a major seventh interval added to it. And in these situations, the harmonic minor is only used during the period when those chords are present. So even though it takes a little getting used to because you're only playing it for a specific segment of a progression, once you can do that and once you can apply it, the harmonic minor scale is a very cool sound. It's a very useful sound over those chords. Anyhow, that's all the time I have for today. As always, I want to say thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. And if at all possible, please consider a small donation to help fund this guitar lessons project. Every little bit helps. Otherwise, have yourself a great week, and I'll catch up with you next time. Bye for now. I'd like to take a moment to mention another guitar video lesson project I've started. It's a unique guitar lesson approach that I'm doing online, and it's not like anything I've done before. Best of all, it's 100% free. I've called this approach Guitar Micro Lessons, and they're a great way to learn a few new licks or riffs or chord shapes each week. Now, these guitar micro lessons are quick and easy to learn from. They're very short, with each lesson running between only 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes in length. They're published to YouTube from Monday to Thursday on my other Guitar Blog Update YouTube channel, and you can either subscribe to that channel to guarantee getting each new episode, or just visit the channel whenever it's convenient for you and check out the new micro lessons in the playlist on the Guitar Blog Update channel's homepage. My Blues Guitar Styles ebook is a masterclass course covering a huge amount of information with 8, 12, and 16 bar blues progressions, classic blues styles, plus all the important chord patterns. There's over 50 pages of information, including sections on blues techniques like slide, alternate tuning, and bending. This ebook has everything the guitar player needs for a solid foundation in blues guitar, including 27 MP3 audio tracks for easy at-home study. Blues Guitar Styles is available for instant download in the View Our Products area at creativeguitarstudio.com.